Learn to Succeed presents the Assure Model of Learning, 6 Steps to Success. First, we must analyze learners. You need to write down the following information about your students. You'll need to identify the general characteristics of the learners, such as grade, age, ethnic group, sex, mental, emotional, physical, or social problems, socioeconomic level, and so on. Next, you will identify specific entry competencies, such as prior knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Lastly, the learning styles must be identified for your learners. Learning styles may be verbal, logical, visual, musical, structured, and so on. The second step of the Assure model is to state objectives. State the objectives as specifically as possible. Be sure to identify your audience. Who are your students? The behavior to be demonstrated, the conditions under which the behavior will be observed, and the degree to which the learned skills are to be mastered. Third, select instructional methods, media, and materials. Once you know your students and have a clear idea of what they should get out of the lesson, then you are ready to select the instructional method that you feel is most appropriate to meet the objectives for these particular students. The media that would be best suited to work with your instructional method, the objectives, and your students, and the materials that provide your students with the help they need in mastering the objectives. Step 4. You will utilize media and materials. Now it's time to present your lesson and use the media and materials that you have selected. Be sure to preview the materials and practice implementation before you actually begin your lesson. Also, prepare the class and ready the equipment. In the 5th step of the Assure model, you must require learner participation. There should be activities that allow learners to practice the knowledge or skills and receive feedback before being assessed. Instruction should involve active mental engagement by learners. Examples of student practice may be student self-checks, internet activities, and cooperative learning. In the last step of the Assure model, it's time to evaluate and revise the lesson as needed. You are always free to modify the lesson using the Assure model of learning as your lesson template. Following instruction, it is necessary to evaluate and assess the effectiveness and impact of the lesson on student learning. Key questions are: did the learners meet the objectives? Did the Assure process assist students in reaching the goal? Could all students use the materials properly? What needs to be changed to improve student outcomes? The Assure model of learning can be adapted for any subject, curriculum, and grade level. It gets easier to use with practice and can be used to provide continuous curriculum improvement for schools and districts.